What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. And today's video is about Dricus Du Plessis, the current middleweight champion, a champ who has an amazing resume on paper. He has beaten Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, Robert Whittaker. I mean, the list goes on. All these Derek Brunson, so many amazing fighters in the middleweight division. And people are saying he's on such a run and such a streak that he could be, if he continues the streak, be one of the greatest middleweights of all time. But Dricus is just a fighter that is very confusing. People have been saying on his come up just how bad they think he is. I mean, we remember back in the day when he was fighting Derek Brunson, or at least I do, that he just looked like he was going to pass out at any moment. Now, this is prior to him getting that nose surgery, where I think that did improve his ability to breathe substantially. He even mentioned that, I think, in an interview after having the procedure. But he did not look good in that fight. I thought he was going to lose, and somehow he pulled it out and won. He fought Darren Till. Darren Till felt as though he was getting the better of him on the feet. And anyways, you see this. I thought he was going to get smoked by Robert Whittaker. He beat Robert Whittaker. That was crazy. He finished Izzy. He beat Sean twice, not once, but twice, very dominantly the second time. So in terms of his resume and his accolades, he seems unbeatable, untouchable. But what's so fascinating about this guy is when you just look at his technique. Now, again, I'm a Muay Thai practitioner, but I am not a MMA fighter by any means. But my co-host on this channel, Justin, obviously has mentioned to me many times that, look, you can't argue with Dricus's results. He says he will not bet against Dricus anymore because Dricus always seems to find a way to win. And I get that. So his mental toughness is unquestionable. His strength is unquestionable. But when it comes to his technique, this is one thing that Justin pointed out, because people were saying, well, you can't criticize his technique because he's getting the job done. Well, Justin says in response to that, which I agree with, if you just look at body mechanics and general physics, the way in which he's setting his feet up, the way in which he's turning his body, etc., he's not maximizing his power and his strength. I mean, maybe he is for his body type and for the way his nervous system works or whatnot. I mean, I guess it's all subjective, but just from a fundamental standpoint, he's not executing at least his striking in the most efficient and economical way. Okay, so that's how Justin was kind of characterizing his technique. He wasn't talking negatively about him. Again, he was with full respect, appreciating what he's been able to accomplish. It's been crazy. But it's so perplexing to me because you see these critiques from Justin, and again, not with any bad intention, and he just seems to be running through everybody and dominating everybody, which leads me to the question of, what's going on with Dricus and how good is he? Or is there something happening here where people are just confused because it's such a unique and atypical and awkward style that people are just getting confused? And maybe it's just a matter of time until people have to catch up and understand really what's going on, study him, break down his patterns, his tendencies, his footwork, find people that spar like him perhaps, and then all of a sudden people will start smoking him. Is that what's going to happen? Or is it not just that, but it's also his mental toughness, because he's also one of the smartest guys you'll ever listen to in an interview. So maybe he's just so smart and so darn strategic that he's always finding ways to win. I don't know. I'm very confused. So that's what this video is about, is asking that question. Now, of course, we've heard tons of people praise him for his results and everything he's accomplished. But I want to highlight two interviews in particular, one with Darren Till, somebody who has fought Dricus, and then also Belal Muhammad, the current welterweight champ. And I just want to showcase the way they talk about Dricus, because I do feel like it's weird the way they talk about him. Most people don't talk about, well, I guess Belal did say that Leon sucks and then this type of thing, but that's in his division. He's talking trash. And you could argue the same about Darren Till being in his division. But the way they talk about him, it's not like they're just poking at him or they're trying to get a fight with him or they're trying to talk trash about him. I feel like they legitimately believe he sucks, which is so confusing to me because of the results he's had. So that's what I want to make this video about and throw the question out to everybody else and just kind of talk about it. But it's just so crazy because even with what I know in striking and in Muay Thai, his technique looks crazy to me. It just does. I mean, not crazy. I've certainly seen many people with worse technique who are not professional fighters, but it doesn't seem to add up. So it's just such a mystery. Anyways, let's start with this clip from Darren Till where he's talking about Dricus. Again, he fought Dricus, and this is what he has to say. Check this out.
You know, I want to, I do still want to come back to UFC. Don't forget about that, Michael. That hasn't left me mind. You know what I mean?
So is that you saying you want to make a return, Darren? You'd like to get back in MMA?
I've seen the state of the middleweight division. Like, yeah, I think I can come back. I'm the only guy who really fucking gave the champ any trouble on the feet. Everyone else sort of gets confused by how shit he is when he's beating them. Like, he wasn't a problem for me. The problem for me was just, you know, a little niggle, and I wasn't strong enough. He was just a strong dude. But apart from that, like, especially now, the way I've improved my boxing skills, I just don't think Dricus could beat me. I stopped them takedown attempts. You know, I do see that opening there for me to go.
I always say this, Darren, and I'm not going to repeat myself, but I always talk about how good you are. And people say, oh, it's just because you're mates. I'm like, no. And you've got a point there on the feet. You definitely landed some great shots. But never mind that.
So anyways, again, I don't think he's saying it just to try and get a fight or stir things up. Also, Darren Till is one of those guys. He speaks his mind. He speaks the truth. And I think he believes it when he says that he's extremely strong, but he doesn't really think his skills are that great. And again, it's just so confusing to me. Now, if I do remember correctly in that fight, I thought Darren Till was going to win, by the way. Couldn't believe he lost, but I think Darren Till was having some ACL issues or some issue with his knees, and I think he did defend some takedowns, but I think eventually Dricus did get him down. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I saw that fight. But there you go. That's Darren Till's honest opinion. And now we come to Belal Muhammad, the current welterweight champ. Listen to him talk about Dricus in the same way.
You really think you get Dricus?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Bro, Dricus sucks. I'm not lying when I say it, bro.
I 100%
I'm like trying to figure out a way that he would beat me. And it's like, he's going to throw a big...
Hold on. We're going to pause this 1 second. So I got to switch screens here. I want to pull something up. So he's like, listen to how he's talking about Dricus. He's like, Dricus sucks. Those are strong statements. And I wasn't sure at one point if Belal just talking smack for no reason and doesn't really believe what he says. I actually think he does believe what he says, and he's sincere when he says it. Just from watching what he did to Leon Edwards, he did things that I thought he was not going to do, and he was just talking smack, talking about having Canelo hands and his boxing. His boxing was actually quite good. So I'm coming to think that Belal he's saying what he believes, which is crazy to me because, okay, let's just take a look back. Look at this. Look at Dricus's look at this win streak, first of all. So this is when he's been undefeated in the UFC. He's gonna fight Khamzat soon, and that's undefeated in the UFC, at least you could say. I mean, Dricus has had losses before. We look. Okay, Brad Tavares, that's one big name right there. Darren Till, as I mentioned. How did he beat him again? I can't even remember. Oh, yeah, submission. So he did eventually get him down. That's what I thought I remembered. Derek Brunson gave him a lot of problems, though. Robert Whittaker, insane. Sean Strickland. So I just wanted to reiterate, you see this resume and it's mind-blowing, the people that he's beaten, but then you have people that have these opinions like this. So it's just so perplexing because I don't think he's just doing it being hyperbolic.
Big looping punch, trip over his own feet. I'm going to push him.
It's mind-boggling, bro. It doesn't make sense.
I don't want to be too crazy, but I do think that Dricus would probably beat John at this point.
John Jones?
Tom Aspinall. I do think he was not got Tom. Dricus is an animal, right?
Bro, he loves Dricus.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he does. He really does love him. No, but, like, legitimately, it doesn't make sense.
No, yeah. I mean, but when you're looking at the guys he fought stylistically, right, he hasn't fought a guy who trying to take him down yet. It's all been strikers. Like, his last two, it's Adesanya and Strickland.
What about his judo?
They both fight the same. Bro, like, you see him. Who did he try to, like, lateral? He tried to lateral drop Tavares and threw him on top of his head.
Mounted himself.
What am I watching right now? And then, like, when he fought Brunson was killing him the first couple rounds.
Yeah.
And then he just gassed. But,
Yeah.
like, that's why I think Chimaev's going to walk through him.
Khamzat, I know that's your boy.
Okay, so we're going to pause it right there. And I do like that because Khamzat's my favorite fighter. And I do believe Khamzat is going to walk through him. But that still does not answer the question because Khamzat is a beast. I think he walks through pretty much everybody in the middleweight division and will continue on into the lightweight division, I believe, and will be double champ minimum. I've been saying he'll be triple champ for a long time. I actually do think that's possible, even though, who was it? MMA Joey, and he had what's that guy's name? I can't remember, but anyways, he had a really long time journalist on there. Just doesn't believe it. I don't see why Khamzat couldn't be heavyweight champ. I think his skills are on point. But anyways, I digress. Dricus, what's going on here? Is he good? And again, like I said, Khamzat beating him won't really answer that question because I just think Khamzat is so above everybody else. So I guess time will tell and we shall see. It's so perplexing. I think my theory is, because I just don't get how, is maybe Dricus is just so dang strong and so dang determined that his awkward footwork and maybe his inability to really properly correct his technique, it just doesn't matter because he's that strong and that determined. Or maybe it's a matter of time until people figure out his awkward style and can train for it appropriately. And then all of a sudden he'll start getting smoked. I don't know. It's just so fascinating. Anyways, love him, hate him, think he's great, think he sucks, whatever you think, you want to see him fight because he's exciting as heck. And it's just fascinating. It's fascinating theater. The way he fights aggressively, his fight style is fun. It's different. It's very different. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I guess the jury's still out. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you guys fans of Dricus? Do you think he's actually amazing? Do you think he's underrated? Do you think he's overrated? Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you in the next video. Take it easy.